I hope you are comfortably seated because in today's video we'll go towards so many topics. I could have easily done 3 different videos about what I will share with you in today's video. We'll go towards J-Medical situation, about Fairytales, beautiful stories, but also disaster, horrible stories, shameful stories, and then we'll speak about Mercato, the truth about Tonali, the truth about Yildiz, about Fagioli, the truth about Dusan Vlahovic, the truth about Raspadori Danilo. We have also the name of Kolo Muani that is there on the first pages. Guys, I think that you will love it, but sit, take some popcorn, take some coffee, put your earphones on if you are at work, whatever you do. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I ask immediately, if you didn't, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe because we start. If Juventini had a smile like here after the 4-0 in Coppa Italia against Cagliari, and especially after seeing 2 players coming back on the field, we speak about Nico Gonzalez. And what a comeback, assist and goal, and what a goal. After 25 minutes played in Coppa Italia, and also seeing that beautiful character and promising Adzic, well, unfortunately, he didn't last too long, because yesterday we received the news from J-Medical. Medical update, Timothy Weah. Muscular problem. And he will be out for minimum 20 days, maybe even 30 days, which means 1 month. The year 2024 is over for USA boy, and it's really a big pity. I'm really sad for that, because it's a player that we saw how much he improved compared to last year, but it's also a player that last year already had some problems, this year already had some problems. I don't want to start labeling Timothy Weah as an injury-prone player. It would be really sad, because it's a player that we saw the growth, and I'm sure that the growth was not over for Timo. So hopefully he can come back as soon as possible, and hopefully we can stop speaking about injuries also for USA boy. That would be really nice to have healthy players. And also it's an impact. It's a consequence for Thiago Motta, that will be again obliged to make some forced choices to play against Monza, because Timo Weah is joining Bremer, Cabal, Milik, but on top of that we are not sure to recuperate neither Cambiaso, neither Douglas Luiz, because they trained separately again today. We are playing on Sunday, so you have still a bit of time, but in La Continassa they are quite negative about their physical situation. That's a huge, big pity, and we need to question ourselves, because it's not the first time that we are recuperating players, we are putting them on the field, and they are going injured. Are we accelerating too much? Are we not waiting enough? What is the problem in La Continassa? Because it's really tough. Anyway, what are the beautiful fairy tales, the beautiful stories? The story of Simone Muratore, youth academy player that played also with the next gen, that played 4 or 5 times with the first team. Sold to Atalanta, loaned out to other clubs in Serie B first and then to Portugal. Unfortunately, he had to give up on football because of a sickness. 3 years of battle, he was able to beat that sickness. He's healthy, 100%. He tried everything he could to come back at high level. Unfortunately, he had to give up at 26 years old, so super young. You never know. He's super happy with life, because that's what he said. Life is the most beautiful gift. But you also have another beautiful gift, the one of Juventus. Juventus Football Club that decided to offer him a contract as a coordinator for the youth academy. So he will coordinate the youth, and that's really beautiful. I'm happy, sincerely happy about what Juventus is also doing behind the scenes. A lot of time we were criticizing Juve to not publicly admitting or saying, the best wishes or things like that on social media. That Juventus has always been quite silent. But then, if we are speaking about facts, well, Juventus is doing things like Simone Muratore a job. So best of luck to him. He totally deserves it. And I'm sure that the youngsters will be happy. From youth, now we speak about a bit more vintage fans, but also Juve doing a fantastic, beautiful initiative, giving Nonna Alice, grandmother Alice, I don't know if you met her on social media or not, the opportunity to go there in VIP to watch a game of Juve, to meet the idols like Alessandro Del Piero or Dusan Vlahovic or Diavolic, like she calls him, because that's the favorite player of Juventus from Nonna Alice. It was really beautiful. If you didn't see it, even if you don't understand Italian, go and watch it on social media of Juve, because these are the stories that I love, that are breaking my heart, but in a beautiful way. Attenzione, beautiful. Ragazzi, Serie A is starting again. Tomorrow already, Milan is playing, so pay attention because they are behind us, but we want to keep them at distance. Inter will play on Monday, so it's a long Serie A, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We play on Sunday. Pay attention, ragazzi, people that are living in UK and Ireland. I know that not always you are able to watch the games that are not broadcasted. You know that the solution is here. We are offering it here on the channel with a link into the description. One Football and Serie A, they partner. You can choose the way that you want to watch football on your phone or on computer or on television with One Football, or you go with pick the game that you want, or with the team pass, or the best one, the season pass, all the games, and we don't even speak about it anymore. If you have the season pass, ragazzi, you are extremely lucky because you don't miss anything. And Juventus, they need to go there. We need to continue to fight. Ragazzi, the link is into the description. Speaking about Serie A, yesterday, and you know it, we arrived to the point where Beppe goes totally mad and crazy. Well, Inter, they presented the Scudetto 2005-2006 in their museum, 18 or 19 years after that trophy was handed to Juventus Football Club. Look at that image of the Scudetto of Inter Football Club. I know you tell me, Beppe, this is an AI-generated image. Beppe, show us the real Scudetto. Well, I would love to. But then I show you that Scudetto that yesterday they placed into their museum, and they will tell me, Beppe, that's the real Scudetto. And no, that could also be an AI-generated Scudetto, because from what I see here below, it's written FC Internazionale, Campione d'Italia 2005-2006. FC Internazionale, Champion of Italy 2005-2006. But if my memory is working well, and ragazzi, I'm not that old, it's still working well, I remember that Scudetto in Torino. I saw it with my eyes, and it was written Campionato Italiano 2005-2006, Italian Serie A 2005-2006, Juventus Football Club Campione d'Italia. It was written. So the original real trophy, that's not the one that Inter have there in their museum. Ragazzi, I'm going pissed off. And I don't listen to the words of Marotta, Giuseppe, that if my memory is still working well, and luckily there is internet that never forgets, we saw some pictures of him showing the numbers of the Scudetti of Juve. He said with every single Scudetto, always with the right number, at least the number in the heart of Juventini, but also the one that we won on the field. So don't listen to the words of Marotta that is changing sides. So really honest person, I don't know. Disaster. Guys, I tell you a few words about that, and then we go towards the other big news about Mercato news, the truth about Tonali, etc., etc. I would be ashamed. If I receive one day a Scudetto that I didn't win on the field, and I put it here in the wall. Ragazzi, you can unsubscribe to the channel. If I put that Scudetto in the wall, you can unsubscribe to the channel. I tell you really hard, I would be ashamed. I would maybe count it, probably count it, because at the end the law is the law, you can do whatever. But I will never consider it my Scudetto, because I didn't win it on the field. Let alone put it in there, in a museum. Shining, beautiful, here is the Scudetto, it's not even the original one. You arrived third that year, and you know why you received it. Ragazzi, if you didn't yet, there is a fantastic video that I made a few years ago. I dubbed a few years ago about Calciopoli for Dummies. Link, I will put it here. You can go and watch it to understand if you or not would have put that trophy in the museum. Total disaster. Mercato. Juve. Idea Tonali. Yesterday, Juve, Idea Tonali is on Corriere dello Sport, where you see Tonali there. But then they said there is a possible sacrifice of Fagioli and Yildiz to arrive to the player yesterday. Today, Corriere dello Sport, they continue with that voice. Tonali is warming up Juve. Giuntoli, blah, 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 blah. The perspective, the idea of having Tonali, well, it makes actually all the Juventini happy. Pay attention. I want to speak about that as well. Because they are continuing to push and Fagioli and Kenan Yildiz there on that page, telling us that these two players could be the sacrifice player to arrive at Tonali. The first thing I tell you, forget about January. Take it out of your mind. In January, Kenan Yildiz will not leave Juventus Football Club. Forget about it. There is no way. You can go with multiverse, how many planets that you want, or how many dimensions that you want, how many possibilities. Yildiz is going nowhere in the month of January. Forget about it. Then, can he leave in the summer, Kenan Yildiz? And here we are not even speaking about Tonali, or speak about Kenan Yildiz. Look, unfortunately, the reality is that everything has, unfortunately, I repeat, a price tag in today's world. Unfortunately, that's the truth. 100 million, is that the price that Juventus could say yes? Could be. What is the price tag of Juve for Yildiz? It's something that is out of proportion for the summer. Does that mean that he will leave? No. Then pay attention. At today, Kenan Yildiz has a contract of 1.8 million a season. If a club comes and offers 100 million, 120 million for Yildiz to Juve, and they give us 7-8 million euros salary for Kenan Yildiz, are we sure that he will not leave? I have question marks. But I can guarantee you that 1000% he's not leaving in the month of January. For the future, the intention of Juve is to keep Kenan Yildiz long. And pay attention, that's important, because now people will tell me, but if we sell Kenan Yildiz, it makes totally no sense. The intention of Juve is to keep him. The intention of Kenan Yildiz is to stay, and even staying long at Juve. But pay attention, because there is a parameter that we are not taking into consideration. Juventus, will they qualify to Champions League? Today we are not sure, because today we are 6th, 7th, I don't know, in the ranking of Serie A. We are far from the top 1. We are close, but still a bit far from the top 4. So a lot will depend. Why am I repeating you that top 4 is crucial? Because if you don't qualify to Champions League, guys, you have no choice anymore. It's not that you have the luxury to say, we sell, for example, Chiesa, or we keep McKennie, no. Then you're really in a rush in taking decisions that probably you don't want to take. So that's the reality about Kenan Yildiz. Intention, staying, long, beautiful wedding with Juventus and Kenan. The future, guys, we will never know. Now, Fagioli. The truth about Fagioli. Fagioli, more and more, I have confirmation from all sides that Fagioli and Juve, the story is already gone. And if you want a confirmation about that, look at the changes of Coppa Italia, where we did 4, we didn't do 5, where a game that we already won, he doesn't enter for a single minute. Fagioli and Juve, guys, it's not even anymore about a discussion point. You remember when I told you it's not the Lecce game, it's not the Bologna game. Good performance, not good performance, that will change the destiny of Fagioli. I believe that both sides, Juve and Fagioli, already agreed on something. So expecting to see him somewhere else. Is that to arrive to Tonali already in January? No. But it's true that Tonali wants to go out of Newcastle, probably more into the summer. And there, Juventus could potentially be there, because Giuntoli has a soft spot for Sandro Tonali. But in January, forget about it. And that was my truth about that story. They will continue to put it on the papers, Corriere dello Sport, for a few days. It's something really attractive, but at the moment, no. Forget about it. What about Tuttosport? They are giving us other things. Danilo Raspadori. Danilo is bringing you Raspadori, a story that I never 100% understood. The one of weaken ourselves even more in defense, missing a person, and then going for a Raspadori. Still young, 24 years. I know that Giuntoli has also a soft spot for Giacomo, but it's more Napoli that is pushing than Juve, because Napoli, Conte, Napoli, also Manna, they know the player, they appreciate the Brazilian player. Look, Danilo at the moment is 75% staying at Juve. He said it in front of microphones. I'm the captain of Juve. Did you already see the captain leaving Juventus? There is a change of story. If in October there were even talks of stopping the contract of Danilo, so letting him go for free, in January, this was only purely to go to Brazil to play with Flamengo, going back in the country, going back to find his old friends Alexandro. That story is over. Juventus has absolutely no intention. Danilo also no intention to break the contract. And this actually meets the words of Danilo. Guys, if I leave in January, it's not because I wanted to leave in January. I didn't ask to break the contract. I'm available to stay until the end of the season. Then if Juventus really want to push me out of Juve, it's because of Juve. It's not because of me. This is how you can translate a bit the story of Danilo, where Napoli is not 100% the big number one on that list. There were some talks with Manchester United of Amorim, already the new coach. There were some talks with Olympique de Marseille. There were some talks from a lot of clubs that were interested in Capitano. But Napoli is there for that solution of Giacomo Raspadori. And it finished on Gazzetta dello Sport and it finished on Tuttosport, which means that something is true there. Would I go for Raspadori? No. I would not go. But on the other side, it's true that if we continue to have injured player offensively, after Nico Gonzalez, now it's Timothy Mera. After Timothy Mera, it was Adzic. After Adzic, it was this player, this player, this player. It could be potentially that Junta is thinking, look, Nico Gonzalez is back. We can use him as a number 10. We can also use him as a vice Vlahovic instead of going for an extra striker that we are looking for, waiting for Milik, which we don't know what will happen. Let's go for a winger that also him has that capability, that ability to play different role offensively. That's the only logic reason that I have for him. When I told you about Fagioli, of course, the story is over, but there needs to be someone that pays for Nicolo Fagioli. And today, there are some names of clubs. Yesterday, I told you in the live, I don't know yet about the clubs. Well, the clubs are West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace. There is also a bit smaller in terms of potential, but l'Olympique de Marseille. And then what I know, but it's not reported on papers, Leipzig would also be interested in Fagioli. Why am I telling you the 3 names of English clubs? Because you really want to change. You want to go far away. So forget about staying in Italy or even Marseille that is extremely close to Italy. He wants to go far away. And this is my big question. That is probably an unpopular, but if you would, and try to be honest in your answer, if you would be Juve, and you already lived on your skin the experience, unfortunate experience of Fagioli with the gamble thing, would you go for a Tonali that also in the same period came out of the same problem thing? Look, we come out of a Fagioli situation, we come out of a Paul Pogba situation, we come out of minus 10 points, not participating. Is it really the case with all the talent of the world of Tonali to try to bring some potential problem at home? Then, if he comes and maybe he will be the best example ever, and I hope so. But would you take that risk? A big one, huh? Really, really, really big one. Then we have another name that yesterday popped out on Alfredo Pedula, that in the summer was the GOAT of the Juve news. Let's call things how they are. Yesterday he came out with Kolo Muani. It's a name that the first time publicly was said on Juventus, where I am at every single day from 12 to 1 p.m. in Italian. So if you speak Italian, I invite you to follow it, where Massimo Zampini told me, Beppe, in the list of Juve, there is the name of Kolo Muani. Does that mean that it's a done deal? No, but there is that name. Kolo Muani is out of Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Enrique doesn't want him, like he doesn't want Skriniar neither. They have put them on the Mercato. Can it be for a loan? This is what Juventus is looking for, according to Alfredo Pedula. A loan for Kolo Muani. Look, a loan, yes. The problem of Juve, of course, with Kolo Muani is that the salary is high. The value is extremely high because 2 seasons ago they paid Paris Saint-Germain to the German club 90 million euro. Is even if the loan goes and we can take him for 6 months, it will not be a long-term project. So Kolo Muani, the only chance that there is a simple, pure loan for 6 months without even obligation, option. It's just 6 months and then you go back and you find yourself a new club. That would help Paris Saint-Germain because they don't pay the remaining part of the salary. Would help Juve because you go with one without taking any risk and you see what will happen. But more than that, for a long term, I don't believe that Kolo Muani is there. Now, of course, we need to understand the situation of Dusan Vlahovic. I told you that today would be a long video, so I hope you're still there listening because we have bomba informations. Dusan Vlahovic. Look, Giuntoli spoke about it. And he said, ragazzi, our objective is a defender. That's our priority. Then about Dusan Vlahovic, about the contract extension, we have a fantastic relationship with him, with the agent. These discussions will be resumed after the transfer market. So what does he say? He says 2 things. The first one, Dusan Vlahovic is not gonna leave in January. 1. I heard that Arsenal increased their offer in January. For Dusan, they want to give us 42 million euro. 42 million euro that Juventus, they can do nothing about it. Because then you will need to reinvest for a striker. Who can you sign for that money? Especially because that money is actually to be break-even with when you purchased Dusan Vlahovic. So it's not even profit. And that's why Juventus is saying, no, if he needs to leave in January, then you need to come with a 70 million euro offer. Otherwise, we have extremely big problems, even if we go for a loan, temporary loan of Kolo Muani. And that's where Juventus is at the moment stuck. They're telling us we stay with Dusan Vlahovic. On the other side, there is also another truth. He's also telling us that even if we tried, even if we wanted to sit down with a kind of proposal, these offers, proposal, or invitation to sit down to start speaking about a possible extension with a lower salary has been refused by Dusan and the entourage. Today in La Stampa, or La Repubblica, in Repubblica, they are saying if an agreement is not found with Dusan Vlahovic in the summer, so probably after the Club World Cup, he can probably live the same situation as Weston McKennie, or Federico Chiesa, being out of the team. Now, this is really a big one. This is a last resource. But Juventus could do it. They did it for Federico Chiesa. So don't think, guys, it's something totally out of possibilities. What are they speaking about? It's something that Juventus already did. A lot of people were angry about that decision. Some people agreed about the decision. But it's true that Juventus, they need to find an agreement with Dusan Vlahovic as soon as possible. And unfortunately, that as soon as possible will not be now. I finish with the defenders because he told us that the priority is at least one name in defense, Hancko. The promise between Hancko and Juve. He agreed on everything. On the length of contract, 2029. He agreed on the salary, 2.5 million euro per year. He agreed on everything. He wants Juve. He has chosen Juve. Juve has chosen him. Left back, center back with a left foot. That's the ideal name for Thiago Motta and for Juventus. Now, of course, there is one thing, and that's an important one, is when. Because if Juventus, they want to go and anticipate in having him already on loan, so on loan in January with an obligation without targets. We take him on loan, we don't pay him immediately. Will Feyenoord say yes or no? That's a big question. If yes, we have Hancko. If not, Juventus needs to go for an alternative. An alternative that could be called Antonio Silva, that is not playing anymore, is out of the project of Benfica with this coach until the end of the season nearly. He's 21 years old for the reason I don't know. But Juventus go maybe a la Kolo Muani. We take 6 months without obligation. If we can put an option, yes, but then it's only if Benfica agrees. So guys, a lot is moving. It will be a crazy January market. Mercato is crazy not only in the summer, but this time also in January with a lot of movements in and out. The certainties today are Fagioli is more out. A lot more out and nearly not in. Juventus will go for a defender and Juventus is trying for an offensive player. I hope you enjoyed that long video where we spoke about everything. Ragazzi, be real. Don't be fake. Be real. Show me that you're real. Put a like on that video. Don't be like Inter with fake Scudetti. Grazie, forza. Juve.